an Endpoint we haven't seen yet in Home Sweet Home Cup. They were playing sound Counter-Strike. Not one time did I see an Endpoint player get caught out of position, Scriv. And if they did, they immediately realized what was wrong and tried to get back. They were playing buddy systems. The ops were on point, Crucial, and Robin were having a hell of matches, but not just one, but multiple. They're refined. They're looking good. Granted, I don't think they're playing any of the maps they did in the first series outside of Dust 2. So, and they didn't play Complexity. So it might have all went to my head.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Either you're a madman or you're a genius after this, basically. I think is the way that it goes.
I'll take genius.
We can't decide yet, Keith. We've got to wait.
It's not up to me. Okay.
Yeah. So you've made your choice, and you're one of two things, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure you'd love to be the genius, and in your mind you are, right? Because you think they're going to win. So, we'll see. Pistol coming in here. A bit of an interesting start. Complexity, once again, just charging straight into that A site. And Endpoint not giving them the fights, looking to group up and go for the retake. Gonna peek around. Oboe and Poison, though, are ready for it. Flash comes in a little bit late. Robin does get one. Poison unblinds, picks up two. And that looks like it might just be the pistol going the way of Complexity. Crucial with two quick taps, but he runs out of ammo and will get taken down. An Endpoint already in the very first round showing very, very big signs of being timid against this Complexity side.
I did like that retake idea. It's just unfortunate that they didn't have anyone like flanking or anything really to bear fruit. It was kind of like a punch, but it was all air. They didn't really hit anything. Complexity, 3K from Poison. He's gonna bring out the AK already, looking solid. Endpoint did actually look really good in pistols today, so maybe the force buy here will be all right. And I'm starting to get the feeling that Endpoint, I like their setup early. I get the feeling that they're going to be pushing for info. They're going to be playing retroactive. It's what you need to do, but it's easy things to say, Scriv. It's probably more difficult to really do and put into practice. As you can see, they get information towards Palace, and they're full trusting it. They're already rotating a player off, and I think that has to do with them missing mid control, not having anyone spotting connector. They know someone could be in there. Surreal's going to smoke it off, but since BlameF's already kind of chilling there, it's not going to bother them too much. And here comes the A hit. Scriv, can Surreal hang on? He gets the first, maybe some two. No, he just backs up, but hang on for Mighty Max. He can come out at any time.
Could be huge here. Timing going to be everything. Crucial. Chiming in, the smoke on the bomb, and there's Mighty Max. He dips back in, not able to survive though, but certainly creating the room. Only two left. They're all stacked on top of each other. Poison and Oboe both chiming in, but now it is all on to Poison. The bomb vaguely planted for him. I think it's a little difficult to tell. There's no kit available though for the CT side. Does not matter. They take the face. They take him down. They will win the force by. Endpoint straight back in with a round of their own. Aggressive, grouped up, strength in numbers, but it works out brilliantly.
I told you I had a feeling coming. Even though they get caught rotating, Surreal does a nice job at making sure he gets one. And the most important part about the sentence is stay alive. He gets his one. He shuffles back into CT. He allows the scout to come over, tag him up, work it out. And it all works out thanks to Mighty Max getting good timing. He may have only gotten one, but it was enough to shake Complexity up, who will force buy back themselves, of course. BlameF with the Deagle, and you can just see Endpoint with 3 of their guns stolen away from Complexity. No risks, no SMGs, just buying into M4s. I do not want to let that force buy win slip away for free. No luck for Config towards B. Oboe, I don't know if he'll push up underpass. I think this is just going to end into like a B hit. Poison has to be careful because keep in mind he has bomb on his back. So it looks like a catwalk slated in. What a shot on a Thomas. He's going to be a little upset. Wasn't even given a fair chance. And here comes that cat split.
Complexity looking to give them a taste of their own medicine here. Crucial and Mighty Max set up nicely. Focus onto short would be the correct angle. Crucial peeks out, and he had to find those 2 frags. Massive stuff coming in. There is the one player in the apartments that he does not get the better of there. Caught in transition. Blame F's now got an AK in hand. A semblance of a chance here. No bomb for him. He's going to have to recover that back. And he will get clapped immediately as he walks around the corner. Saw it in my mind's eye. Maybe a hero play from the big man, but not going to happen. It's close, hard fought, but Endpoint will get that second on the board. Nice and clean in the end.
What surprises me a lot as we watch these nice shots from Crucial, clearly still in the groove, is that Complexity pick Mirage Scriv after a tough one against good old Contact. Is that they break it back on out. I guess they chopped it up to just a couple errors, lost a couple ecos, I'm assuming. In this round, just trying to force a plant, and you can see how passive Endpoint are playing. They know this was just going to be pistols for Complexity. Don't look for Endpoint to be playing passive once the buy comes in here. Complexity really wanted a plant. That way Poison can get an op-out. Not going to be the case. And I've seen Poison in this exact situation time and time again, not by the AK, and in fact by the Scout. We'll see if that's it. No, he is just going to go for the AK. Complexity, default now, 1 player A, 3 mid, 1 will go B, and quick mid control. BlameF is already up cat. Again, Endpoint playing aggressive towards A, but Thomas is alone in mid. That may become a problem if he gets isolated. Currently mollied up in here, and he has no connector player. A lot of pressure on Robin to win this duel. It's kind of the only play they have going towards A right now. Is Rush expecting this? He is, but he will lose the duel. Robin will fall out. Thomas is hiding on bricks. If anyone pushes below him, he's in so much trouble, Scriv. But he doesn't. I thought he won that. Blame F spots him out. And now Complexity. Do they feel like B is weak? Do they jump down and go connector? But here comes Crucial.
Contact orb. Oh, misses that shot. He had to get it as well. The flash coming in completely screws him over. Meanwhile, Obo's pushed out to Van. And that'll be the B bomb site falling. Needed to find that. It makes all the difference in the end. And I do believe they'll concede the round off the back of it. Do manage to get a cheeky kill on the straggler, but the round itself is somewhat out of the question. Surreal is kind of creeping in, though, looking to take it to the Cole boys, and Blame F, low HP, should be a surefire frag. Oh my goodness, or not, never mind. Blame F is on one right now. He's feeling a bit more confident into this matchup than he was in the previous, and Complexity will definitely get this second round on the board, and it's nice and simple for them, saving the bare minimum of 3. So therefore, their economy going to start to build up as well.
I didn't mind Endpoint setup. In fact, the aggression in towards Palace net them the first kill. The issue with their setup is it leaves you with no information towards mid. Typically, a connector player can kind of feed and justify the aggression, kind of tell that catwalk player if he needs a phase back and what's going on. But without that information, Crucial was kind of peeking into knowing, like not knowing anything. He was peeking blind. And greeted by 3 players he wasn't prepared for. Not a chance for that B rotator to get out and mark it in time. So look for Endpoint to perhaps start putting a bit more pressure towards mid, conceding it, and just look at Complexity. No respect. That's exactly what I talked about. Complexity will not give respect to Endpoint because they haven't earned it. In 3 best of 3s, they've yet to earn it. And Obo is just going to take all the map control handed to him. The one thing that did impress me, though I will add from Endpoint, were their sight holds on their previous series. Those are going to really be tested here.
Definitely the individual's incredibly strong on the Complexity side of things. And their T side, I think, arguably was a little better, a little more impressive when they played against Contact. So, would indeed expect good things from them. The only one on the AWP. Oh no, it's the double AWP. Excuse me, can't read the HUD apparently. But yeah, on that secondary AWP, pretty quickly out here for Endpoint. Is it going to be strong though? Crucial, the first one to fall. That might just be the opener they were looking for. 8 HP Mighty Max. Absolute madman. Catches config with his knife out, though, so that's a nice, easy kill. And now into a 4 versus 3 as Rush is lagging about on this A site, sticking around to try and find those rotators. And I feel like with Mighty Max being so low, with the B-bomb site falling, it'll be another complexity round coming in.
That it will be. Will mid continue to be a free highway for complexity, Scriv? You can see just a couple smokes. Top connector smoke, window smoke, even top mid, they're running through it. They're getting quick mid control. No one from Endpoint wants to face, but I think it does have to come down to Crucial, just willingness to be fight with his op, try to get one, try to live, have flashes over the top, or post up towards Cat. He's tried that, but been a little bit too late to the party. I imagine the setup Endpoint may start shifting into is connector player just jiggling and holding control, one player up A ramp, a lot of pressure on him not to die and just hold and maintain, or they're going to try to shift into the double op, where we're going to see an op CT, connector player, one ladder room, and one Cat. The ops would be Cat and CT. That would really start to hamper complexity, try to lower their movements down. They'll chain smoke A ramp. The op can jump up on ticket booth, hold connector once the connector player needs to shift. A lot of changes Endpoint can do, but it's up to them to make them reality. Now, the unfortunate part is they can't do it this round. This is just a save round, a transition. After this, they will be able to buy. If Mighty Max buys nothing, he could get the second op come to the time. They also do need to start getting some kills, because if complexity keep these rounds going, and Endpoint don't get the trades on board, that T economy can blow up way too quick before you know it. Before you know it, we're right back in it. Just like that. I thought that was going to be a bit longer, Trip. And here we go. This is the play I'm talking about.
Oh, gonna get chunked out, though. Not ideal. Not ideal at all on the start. And config, oh, this is a bad sign when he's this confident and hitting his shots as cleanly as that. Obo also chiming in onto Surreal. That's pretty much going to be the round. Any hope that they had has been thwarted. Robin on top of the bin here. Bit of an off angle, but patient config is able to catch him off. Mighty Max, the only one left with his trusty MP9. Think probably going to look to just escape with this AWP, but certainly easier said than done at this point. Complexity, though, bit of a shaky start. However, have started to get a bit more dominance here with the rifles in play. Definitely looking a lot better from them so far. Oh, Max. Pretty important that he gets away with this. And Obo is encroaching, containing, creeping in. Just watching the murder hole right now. Mighty Max is really biding his time to get this AWP, by the way. He's not trying to go for it too early. I think the bomb might blow it into a bit of an awkward spot, but just as it goes off, he picks it up. Mate, he's a genius. He's a blue genius, Keith. And he doesn't have to move. He's not in anyone's sightlines. That's actually a perfect way to save the AWP. It's a little thing, because ideally he wouldn't be saving the AWP, but still, looks good, man.
Well, there we go. It's kind of big. It's going to go a long way. Robin is going to try to spam top mid. He knows they've been jumping through that top mid smoke. It's just a little early. Complexity will slow down their push. Mighty Max, you got to be careful. So he's going to jump up, try and take this peak poison. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like the feel of it. He'll back on up. And Crucial, that smoke timing couldn't have come at a worse time. And here comes the B hit. It's just 3 players coming in here. Mighty Max good for the first. Can he find Obo? No. Thomas alone. The rotator's getting cut down from Blame F, who snuck through connector. And Obo finds the Cat player. It's Crucial and Surreal. Different players alive, but the same songs being sung. It's complexity to get 5. Force Endpoint to save once more. And it's defaults from complexity early, still getting out mid, just picking a site, setting up the lurker, and just executing. They're giving Endpoint the executes they want. The setups are there. But without any information elsewhere, it's just the regular B players, just the same old. And you can see how much of a pain Blame F is to deal with, really.
Yeah. It's a really tough time. Like I say, I think this comes down to a bit more than just the mechanics of how the teams play. A lot of it is mental. And I think Endpoint just are kind of scared, kind of play a little more timid. And in some of the rounds where we've seen confidence come in from them, it looks really good, but it's not been as successful as they would like, so then they just kind of go back to playing safe and sort of the self-preservation kind of play style and hope that their initial setups and everything work for them, but easier said than done, really. We'll see coming into this round, they do, of course, have those saved weapons, and Crucial will land the shot onto Blame F. Bit of action in the underpass as well. Poison, though, is just walking in by himself. He's so confident. Obo does get the better of Thomas there. Poison just keeps on going, keeps on rolling. Robin with a nice catch. Is it going to be enough? The 3 versus 2, do they want to go for this, or do they want to just save once again? It looks like Surreal is making the decision to save. It will be a 6 for Complexity. Like you say, that same old song, not just in this game, but also in this very matchup that we have seen time and time and time again. Just not able to find a big enough footing, and I think Complexity are now starting to get a scary amount of momentum.
Yeah, it's the same old song. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone else other than Complexity, Scriv.
True.
A little bit
Tough
of
love.
a Wales reference there.
Yeah. The big man. I think it's his birthday today. Have you
80th. Big 8-0.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You've done that
Poison
on
just celebrated. He blew out the candle. But yeah, 8-0. I wish I could live to 80. Don't know if I will. But shout out to Tom Jones.
Yeah, man. I don't know if that starts to get to the point where it's a bit much, though. I'm not sure.
Being 80?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hear a lot of things go wrong at 80, but hey. He's still as gorgeous as ever. My back's already gone, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Feel that. I am currently investigating a nice ergonomic chair. My current one is not a good time.
Oh, I'll help you out. I got a few. Nice. The ops both look for a pick. Neither will find one yet. In fact, Poison goes down. And Crucial just didn't want to unscope. Just scope walks all the way out. Even if he pushes ramp, I don't think he'll find timing on rush. In fact, Rush is going to be throwing that top connector smoke to choke them once again out of information towards top mid. Endpoint do have 2 players here in B. One towards Get Right and Bench. Mighty Max does have a smoke, but won't be able to get it out. There's the molly from Thomas. Here comes Obo. He's low. No bullets will hit. Mighty Max has a molly to his left. Has to peek out. Config's crosshair is placed and ready to go. Robin has got some good timing, but he's just not ready for the verticality of Blame F. And I hear that song again. It's Crucial who may have to save.
Yeah. Tough times, very tough times. They're doing their best. They are knocking on the door, and certainly not a complete blowout in these rounds, but ultimately it's not quite good enough at the moment. I'm sure it's very frustrating. It is kind of that individual prowess coming in, but almost all across the board, Complexity seem to be winning 1v1s, having a great time while doing so. We'll get that 7th on the board, of course. The question now is whether Crucial gets to save, and it looks like just about, actually. Rush not really wanting to face into him or recognizing where he's at. Yeah, so he'll hold on to the AWP. Lost bonus fully stacked up, of course. They might opt to do something around this, actually. Robin's got a bit of cash. Surreal's got a bit of cash. Drop coming in from Crucial. Double up setup. Good a buy as any here, Keith. We'll see whether they can convert it. History says it is not going to be easy. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Backs up against the wall here very early on the Endpoint side of things. Starting to really spiral out of control, but Crucial getting aggressive. Manages the jump across the short, takes down Blame F, and there's no one around to help him.
Look at Poison. But he puts his back to the top of connector. He has that much faith that no one from Complexity is going to peek him. He is sadly wrong. Bodovo being an entry frag machine and Config getting constant kills towards B, it brings it back. Russia snuck out. Look at this. Complexity forced them to fight Connector, and it does exactly this. Endpoint, not easily distracted. I mean, I guess they are easily distracted, but Complexity are just dangling them along, giving them little tidbits of information, throwing a couple players at them here to get them to look elsewhere. And they've been doing this all T-side long. They distract him just long enough. And Surreal catches him on the cross. That cat smoke, a little off. It was meant for them to grab the bomb, but Surreal now brings us into a 1v1. Config will get to a place of plant. Surreal, the quick reposition into CT. Where does Config go? There is a nade on Surreal. And Config may get caught out. He knows he's firebox. Here comes the nade. Config 49 HP. Will it do the job? Where does the damage go? But Surreal posts. Endpoint finally get around back. It's been, I think that was what? Was that 7 straight for Complexity?
I think
Endpoint got their, was it 6? Okay, so.
Yeah, because they won the pistol, didn't they? And then got 4 sport on.
Right, I see what you're saying. Okay. What would I do without you?
What can I say? It is great getting the clean feed and everything, but obviously a little riskier making those spur of the moment.
Yes.
You know, memory recalls.
I typically cast while holding tab.
Well, there you are.
That's my go-to.
But yeah, I feel you. It's all good. Either way, Endpoint, revitalize, crucial, getting aggressive doesn't pay off, but the signs are there. You know, the hope is there. Looks good from them. See whether they're able to find a little bit more off the back of that round win. Unfortunately, Poison's got other ideas, and he will find the first frag into a 5-on-4 very early on here for Col. They do not seem phased at all by the way things went in that previous round. That's quite a good mental to have at the moment. Still ever confident, still feeling good about themselves. See how it goes. It is going to be a tough time over on the B site by the looks of things, which they're somewhat abandoning here. Mighty Max does get aggressive, finds Config. They've got to back off back towards B quickly, though. Thomas has been somewhat left on his lonesome. He does get 2, but is eventually dealt with. Mighty Max still around. It's a 3 versus 2. It's an advantage. It's a doable situation for Endpoint. Ooh. Great Molotov coming in. Obo going to get melted as well. Now left in such a hard spot. There's kits available, of course, on the Endpoint side of things. Couple nades to work with. Blame F and Obo to hold things down. The bomb ticking down, but it's all good. Down goes Obo, all onto Blame F. He's had a quiet day. Looking good here on Mirage. Does get the first. He's chunked out massively, though, and he will be dealt with. The defuse comes in, and Endpoint string a couple together.
That's huge. They had to do just that. I was about to mention that. Needed to get 2 back-to-back. Thomas, these 2 kills from Catwalk go the long way. If that's a 4v4 retake or 4v3 retake, you don't like Endpoint's odds, but Thomas makes sure to secure the retake by alleviating pressure, making sure everything's fine. They do have to get through at least 2 to 3 buys from Complexity. I think they're set for the half, so Endpoint are going to be fighting every single round to try to at least make it 8-7. Now, I do feel Mirage is a bit of a T-sided map, so there is time. If they can get to 6, 7, I'm sold on the idea that it's an okay half. It's just the individuals at times haven't been there. These A-site has been a problem. Surreal behind default. They're all out. Can he get the first? Yes, he can. Maybe 2. No. Default's typically a 1 and done. As Robin doesn't want to pressure the smokes, but Config does. Brazen. Risky. Almost perhaps too much, but they are buying time for Blame F. They'll pinch him out and towards mid. Now Thomas can go from UMP to AK. Poison into teammates to clutch mode, and he gets one. I thought it was a lineup. Thomas, be careful. Poison is good, and he'll show you why as it's Complexity on to 8. Poison will continue to find those shots.
The danger man. absolutely huge for Complexity. Time and time again, you can rely on him to step up. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. We'll see how Endpoint bounce back from that. Not going to be in this round. Although maybe. Never write the Deegs off, as I always say, but you're not really expecting too much from them here. Slowly but surely, Complexity are starting to run away with things. You know, Endpoint definitely keeping it competitive. And listen, they've done better than they have done in the past by at least double. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. But I think they'd want a little bit more than this. The CT side is somewhat exploitable of Complexity we've seen throughout the day. If they can pick up a couple more on their own CT side, could set them up into relatively good stead. BlameF has crept up ladder room, looking to move his way in. He has been heard, but it does not matter. Picks up Crucial. Mighty Max trying to get the drop on him, but there's a few too many to deal with, of course. BlameF gets that second frag, but it's not without a bit of distraction coming in from his teammates. The A site has fallen. Robin, the last line of defense, will get one, but now it's all on to Thomas, who's on the other side of the map, hoping that a lurker comes his way, but it's not going to be the case. So he will just have to throw himself at Complexity here and hope to find a frag.
Well, maybe he can find a kill here. Surprised Endpoint haven't tried doing the double ops, but at the same time, when you're chasing a lead, you almost don't want to give up a buy round where your opper's budgeted for an op, your secondary hasn't quite gotten enough. So I can see why they haven't. But I feel like a double op would work well against how Complexity are playing. What's gotten Endpoint their rounds has been their sight holds and their anchors getting multi-frags. And here we go. Round 15. It's good to see the last round being a full buy. 9-6. I'd consider that a decent half to how everything started for Endpoint. And it's a B-rush to end the half. Crucial smoked off completely. Mighty Max catches the first player out the window. Good for two. The spacing for Complexity's off. Config at least has an answer back. But it's a 4v3 retake. You know Config's going to try to chase this. He's going to push the issue, and he's so aware. And his crosshair placement is trained on the heads of Endpoint. 2v2, never mind. Crucial v2. And Scriv, unless Complexity peek him, he is going to have a hard time getting in here.
I don't think it's going to be the best of times on the edge of smoke. Poison takes him down. And there you have it. 10-5. It is not a terrible half from Endpoint. But Complexity definitely in the driver's seat. If they'd have managed to convert that pistol as well, would have been a hell of a tough ride for Endpoint, but we'll see. Like I have said, like we have pointed out across the course of the day, within the games themselves, on the analyst segments, this CT side is somewhat shaky, to say the least, from Complexity. So, Endpoint, they've had yesterday and definitely today to watch this. Obviously, they were not surefire in the finals yesterday, but they've had a good few hours to watch that series and perhaps learn where those spots come from. So we'll see what they've got planned here. Starts off with the pistol, starts off with the flash over the top from Mighty Max. Another one as well. Config going to remain silent though, and it pays off. Absolutely brilliant. This setup is impenetrable right now. Mighty Max the only one to find a frag, and Config really is the difference maker there. Sure, he doesn't find all the frags, but they're just so distracted, so many different angles, and Complexity start off the second half with a massive bang.
Yeah, that setup is a hard one to break, especially if you don't have too much utility to do so. The underbalk and sandwich and CT positions, especially when they're there with USPs, they're kind of all baiting for each other and peeking off each other. It is so hard, unless you kill one of them right away, to really break open that site. Now, Endpoint being on the T side won't force, because they can get AKs out come next round. BlameF only spotted one towards underpass, so there's a chance for him to get timinged here, and he nearly does. But now the bomb is, well, the bomb's in the open as much as it can be. And Complexity will not let Endpoint anywhere near it. Mighty Max with just a Glock. This is always going to be one of those rounds where it's just Hopefully they get a kill. Maybe if Complexity mess up a plant. But not to be. And I do like this for Moneybacks, honestly. I respect it. He would probably like it more if he had anything other than a Glock. He's kind of hoping that he can avoid Blame F if someone was holding ramp. He wants to sneak out, maybe try to walk up on jungle or go through CT. Not get spotted by Cat, which he won't. He's got good timing.
That's about it, though. To be honest. Maybe catches one, but even with a Glock, like, it's always difficult. We'll see here. Well, he's being watched by Blame F. Oh, and he looks the wrong way. So, yeah, all the odds stacked against him there. And that was kind of the only player he could have possibly taken down. So, unlucky. 12th round for Complexity, relatively clean. But, I mean, that's to be expected. Blame F back to his fragging ways, thanks to the eco frags. Thomas on 2 kills here, Keith. We bigged him up in the pregame as having a hell of a series earlier and just being one of the untapped potentials of the UK scene. And unfortunately, he remains so, at least on Mirage. We'll see, though, the buy coming in. Surreal getting nice and aggressive, feeling confident, looking good. Fortunately, not able to catch anyone off guard there. So, just going to kind of have to back away and remain as the B-site problem. Playing a massive default here on the Endpoint side, hoping to catch some aggression, but Complexity are showing them a fair amount of respect and not getting in their faces at all.
Definitely a different feel from Complexity T's side, always fighting for mid, looking for those fights early. To now kind of just setting all these bait and switches across the map, letting Endpoint come to them, forcing Endpoint to use utility here, because they know Endpoint don't have really any. No mollies to flush out angles, so you'll see them playing deep angles that typically get molly that they know they're safe in. Just a couple flashes, and Rush has creeped on up. Does Surreal assume this? No, he will go down. He was here holding this earlier, and then Rush pushes. The flash won't be too good, and he is going to go down. Config wanted to jump up and perhaps fight this himself. Instead, the nade gets eaten by the van. That is unlucky. All the while, they full trusted the call from Thomas that mid was clear. And with him going down, it's very obvious from Obo what's coming, and his FAMAS is too fresh. Obo gets all 4 and upgrades to an AK. Rarely will you see a FAMAS do exactly that unless it is in a high skill player's hand. The first one, sure, messy. These two, clean. Obo has been having one hell of a day, a game, a month. His development as a player is something I have been blown away by constantly. As Complexity look flat 14, out come Endpoint towards Palace. A bomb plant perhaps, but nothing thrown towards CT. Poison is there. Obo will push forward with pistols along with Blame F. And here comes the buy back from Endpoint up in Crucial's hands. He's been there. He's been getting the kills. Same with Robin. Just no luck, because a lot of the times on the CT side, they'd get the kills, but it'd be irrelevant because they have to save. This round, this half so far, the kills are coming through, but Complexity trading and maintaining script.
Yeah, they're incredibly scary. And they are feeling it. This is something I would have liked to see a little bit more from them, I think, against the teams that they've struggled from. Super aggressive in the early round. Flash coming in. Poison gets the kill, though. He's just too quick with it. He's just in your head, Surreal. 5 on 3. As it's not looking good. Complexity set to get a 15th and take us to a Vertigo. Not as quickly as they have in the past, but certainly still pretty speedy. See what more the boys from Endpoint can get done. A lot of utility expended. Going to try and retake the mid control. Rush is happy to give it to them. Bit of a smoke coming in. Spray through it. Will take down Thomas almost to 29 HP. Oh, Blame F.
I think he saw his caboose.
He did. He did. That's the PG way of explaining it.
Yeah.
And he's about to strike. Here we go. Picks up the first. Don't know if he's going to be able to drop back, though. No, Crucial does actually deal with him. So they do have to be careful, do have to be a bit respectful here. But Thomas is left on 1 HP by that nade, Keith.
2 HP, 2 kills. Will he make it 3? Ooh. Obo doesn't want to give it to him. And Thomas won't have any luck. 15 for Complexity. It is an improvement from the previous times they played Mirage against Complexity. Both 16-2s, I believe, Scriv, I said, from memory. I will double check. And
Sure
they were both 16-2s. Vertigo, slow improvement on Endpoint side. And I have seen moments of hope from Endpoint, hitting some nice shots, playing the retakes well on CT. And Surreal, that's an entry with the help of Mighty Max. Excuse me, it was Mighty Max to get that. It looked like Surreal. Everyone trained on that, and this round is just a different Endpoint. They come out with flashes. They don't bother setting up and execute. They steal Complexity's type of in-your-face style and use it against them. 3 alive. They can't let Rush clutch this, though. That goes without saying, Scriv. And it looks like they're positioned not to give him those 1v1s. Not to let him back into the site. And I am a fan of that round from Endpoint. When your back's against the wall, when everything else seems to not be working, you're getting picked in your default, you're not getting map control. Complexity are using your utility to slowly get map control, and then when you go back to map control you've had, there's a rush there, there's a flank coming through. You don't give them time to do that. You just straight up run at them.
Yeah, definitely see that often from teams where they are backs against their wall, proverbial gun to their head, and this time around Obo tries to give them a taste of their own medicine. Not going to work. They are not taking it. Config, though, on that secondary AWP that he loves so much. Poison also chiming in. This is something they do so well on the Complexity CT side, actually, where it has been weak in places. The two of them on the same bomb site makes it so tough for some teams to break them down. Something that they really discovered, I think, against Contact towards the end. They're employing it again here, and it wrestles the man advantage back from Endpoint, who are once again thrown for a loop. Rush, ooh, aggressive on middle. He has been heard, but he wins the fight nonetheless against Surreal. Thomas, incredibly timid, does take him down, though, is certainly far away from the action initially, but finds the trade. 3 versus 2 with Robin in a great spot to maybe, just maybe, catch some players off guard. Config goes down, he's got A control, and now Thomas will move back to help him win this round. Get a 7th for Endpoint.
Good start from Robin. Blame F. Losing Poison in CT. Endpoint turn this one around to what was looking very grim to a promising situation as Blame F in through a ramp. The timing on this might become obvious the longer this takes, but he's done so at a reasonable pace. Is the underdeveloped player going to see it coming? Thomas does. He's got doubled and then some his kills in the last couple rounds alone. An Endpoint. They switch things up, sadly, just a bit too late in the half. And now they have to make a comeback against Complexity, who aren't fond of letting teams do that. They have the guns once again, though. Complexity have drained their bank. Blame F on an MP9. That's promising. No op for Poison. Hey, if there's a will, there's a way for Endpoint here. The fighting style certainly could get this done, as Rush has to be careful, taking some nade damage. And Surreal says, Rush, if you want to creep on me, I'll do the same to you. I think this time, though, Rush has spotted it. Might be a little weary, a little nervous. And yeah, he'll jump spot Surreal one more time. But again, back to this setup that Complexity ran on pistol. There's that molly. Well done from Endpoint. That makes all the difference. The underbelk player is going to be feeling pressured. I believe that's Blame F. Endpoint, though, not pulling the trigger right away. They get the kill. They force the sandwich player out. It looks like they'll set up for an execution.
Right. Let's get it, Endpoint. Big round here. They'll finally break the bank if they're able to take this one. Gives them a bit more room to work with. Molly comes in as well. Perfect execution here indeed. Blame F, though, is up close and personal on these smokes. He tries to catch Crucial at the tail end. Not going to happen. Poison as well. Lost in no man's land. Rush will be the only one left. And almost a flawless round coming in from Endpoint. If they're able to take out Rush without losing a single player, it'd be a great round for them. I'm not sure if that'll be the case, though. He is indeed looking to save here. But really, really well done. They get the first pick. Crucial, proactive from him. And then they back off, play it nice and calm, go for the execute, and it's pretty damn good. So at the moment, just kind of the consolation rounds, picking up some momentum and confidence, moving on to their own map pick, in which we do indeed expect it to be close. Constant improvements from Endpoint on that map. But not quite believing just yet, Keith. I'm not anyway. I'm not sure if you are. I'm, going to have to be the realist in this situation.
I mean, look, Scriv, I'm the one who's looking kind of silly, looking kind of dumb with my prediction, right? You can say it, it's okay. So I have to believe Scriv. I have to go full madman, and I have to fully commit to the bit and say Endpoint are going to do it.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't say script, because that's a scary word.
Yeah, indeed. But I know what you mean. Definitely you're in too deep now. You can't really...
I can't
really bail.
Back. I've already bet my house, Script. Can't go back.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know whether that was...
That was just a meme. That was
yeah, I hope so. But there are going to be people in the Twitch chat, who'll be like,
well, it's
dude,
a Twitch
really?
chat meme. Also, I won't be able to feed my family. That's a funny one, too, isn't it, Script? Come on. Don't take my bait.
I suppose. All right. Not too much going on so far in this round. Surreal's been tagged down a little low, but I think the round going to be pretty much over, right? They are not taking any chances. They find that one frag. It was a bit more of an A-sided stack. And so the B-bomb site going to fall. Utility coming over the top to secure the fact. So it should be a 9th here for Endpoint. Definitely starting to edge things ever closer. But perhaps too little too late. Would have loved to see some of this confidence and aggression early on their T side. I think they did just need to come in all guns blazing. Oh. Poison. There you go. He was waiting for that. Does get traded, but any damage is good damage. And Robin as well, also going to get taken down by none other than Obo. The man machine that he has been so far. Across the course of the day, actually. Blame F also going to find another one. So this is kind of the difficulty when you're on the comeback train. Not only do you need to be getting the rounds, helps to get them cleanly as well and not give any weapons away. One tap potential here for Obo into the next round with the AK, and that is a very dangerous man to have such power. But yeah, you can kind of see, right? It's not the end of the world, but you've got Surreal who's spent down a little bit. So let's say this round comes close. It just makes life a bit more difficult. And we saw yesterday Gambit Youngsters could have taken Vertigo against Complexity, and then they threw so many weapons away. They ended up struggling in the final few rounds, and they lost the map.
And it's good for Endpoint to get this rally going now. Even if they lose this map, they can still say they took quite a few rifle rounds off of Complexity. They did put up a fight in the end. And they're going to have to get through quite a few more if they want OT. This time for me, 12 is the magic number, Scriv. I'm going to keep changing it. Gone from double digits to 11 to 12, and here we go. Obo on triple. Poison is on top Belk. Not the best place for an op. He is pushed into Palace in the meantime. Obo gets caught looking. He gets caught admiring. But again, this aggression from Complexity. Config at least immediately answers back. Here comes Poison. The hit is secretly B. And Complexity kind of knew with no bomb towards A. Rush shouldn't have been surprised. Blame F is here at a reasonable amount of time. Config gets Molly out of the flank. This round is madness, as the teams have swapped sides essentially. And Mighty Max misses a shot, and that is what's going to end it. Endpoint try to do a little bit of a pump fake, but Complexity and Config kind of scouted that one out, and they knew what was coming.